What's up, boys? They're back with the Fun with Emin channel. Sorry for not continuous upload because I'm getting overworked. So please don't mind the irregular videos. So today we're gonna start with the fifth coalition. We ended the Peninsular War last time. Now let's go to the fifth coalition. One thing you gotta understand: the Peninsular War happened till about 1814. Yeah, 1814. The Battle of Fifth Coalition happened in 1809. So I told you the whole Peninsula War so that you don't get confused. Now we're back to the coalitions, and we're here with the fifth coalition, the 1809 Fifth Coalition. So what happens? Well, Napoleon has a wonderful empire. He has just defeated Russia. He's defeated Prussia. He's struggling in Spain, but it's going good. Wow, what can go wrong? Well, what happens is that British, again, due to British funding, Austria itself joins in a fifth coalition. But what I wanted to tell you, Austria has been refined. The Austrian commanders, Austrian emperor, they figured out Napoleon's strategy. They're modifying the army and they're about to modify it. And Napoleon is about to have his first hard campaign as emperor. Because they have reinstated the army, they have reformed the army, they're now against Napoleon's strategy, and now they're ready. So the fifth coalition kicks off with, okay, I'll annotate, with the main army under Archduke Charles getting up about here, and confronting Marshal Berthier and his army. But because of Berthier's lack of commanding, Marshal Davout's third corps almost falls. But Napoleon comes. Yeah, he's back, boss back. He takes everything in order, puts everything under order, and then Archduke Charles starts to flee. Doesn't flee, but starts to run away. He runs, and he runs. He lets Vienna fall to the French. Right? Vienna is here. He lets Vienna fall. That's the reason for that. There's a reason he has left Vienna to be taken. Because he has built some bridges to the village of Aspen and Essling, and he's about to do something. Let me show you what he's about to do. I'm going to say this. Archduke Charles in this campaign was a genius. He did something very good. These are my old footage. Okay. What happens now, right, is that Archduke Charles, by this bridge here, I'm gonna make a better thing here. I'll make about this. A better bridge. Is it here or is it here? I don't remember. I think it's over here somewhere. I think it's here. This bridge. They build these bridges, this bridge, and they, let Vienna fall and they get to the cities of what? Aspirin and Essling. Aspirin. Okay, let me just fully reinstate this. They use these bridges to get to the village of Aspirin and Essling. Where are those villages? Here Aspirin and here Essling. And he keeps retreating. Napoleon chases him. But Archduke Charles does a great strategy. Rather than retreat, he suddenly tells his army to literally advance on Napoleon. Right? Napoleon will be ready. But there's a problem. They are gonna advance at a time where not all of Napoleon's forces are at Espen on Essling. Now, what are they doing to stop the whole Napoleon force from getting into Espen and Essling? Like, of course, Napoleon wants all of his forces in Espen and Essling. What is stopping that? They're, they are right. They are like sending big obstacles and destroying the bridges that are connecting Aspen and Essling to the land, because they are destroying the bridges. They're destroying the bridges that connect Aspen and Essling to the lands. So as they send obstacles like big rocks down the lake, the bridges break. The engineers of the French have to make the bridges again. Again they break because of obstacles. The Napoleon's forces just can't get along the bridge safely. So they're stuck. And only three corps of Napoleon make it through. Out of about how many we can say? 8, 9, maybe even 10. Only 3 make it through. Only 3 make it through the bridge. And now what are these? Who are these 3 corps? Marshal Massena's corps, Marshal Bessier's corps, Marshal Lannes corps. Three very competent marshals, very good in Napoleon's dictionary. Bessie is kind of the best guard cavalry for marshal for Napoleon. Lannes, best friend man, we can arguably say the best marshal of Napoleon, a great friend of his as well. Marshal Massena, literally Napoleon called him the spoiled child of victory. So 3 great marshals are here, but 3 small corps make up to about 30,000 men. And from the mountains, an 80,000 strong force of Archduke Charles is literally charging these 3 corps. What happens? You know what this image also tells you? These forces are French forces. Look, they're holding on Aspen and Essling. While these big groups here are the Austrian army. Aspen and Essling fall. Napoleon's 3 corps, don't surrender. They don't surrender, they retreat. And yay! Archduke Charles is happy. He's got the victory. And he's got Aspen and Essling. Napoleon gets his almost, we can say, first decisive battleground loss. And it's all because of his overconfidence. Because he was overconfident that he will just, make all of his forces cross the bridge in just some time. Rather, rather, rather than thinking that they will send obstacles down the bridge. So Napoleon loses, Austria win. Napoleon hits him with a punch back, and it's a very strong punch back. It's a strong one. Time to go to the Battle of Wagram. So what happens next? To understand the Battle of Wagram, we gotta next to see what happens. They win at Aspen and Essling. Sorry, they lose at Aspen and Essling. Napoleon gathers his forces and again crosses the bridges. Again. But this time all of his forces are able to, cross the bridges, and his whole forces are able to come. Now the show begins. The main Napoleon force. The main Napoleon force was Archduke Charles' main force. Who's gonna win now? This is a decisive battle. If Napoleon loses, he has to sue for peace. Austria loses, they have to sue for peace. Who wins? Understand who win, how won, and everything, and etc. It's very back to the image of Aspen and Essling. I'm very sorry the image is so bad. Ah, so not aspirant, it's like Wagram. So this is the Battle of Wagram. All of Napoleon's forces versus all of Archduke Charles' forces. Then what happens? I'll just quickly tell you the corps. This is Marshal Davoud's corps, Marshal Davoud's corps, Marshal Odino's corps, Marshal Bernadotte's corps, Marshal Massena's corps, Marshal MacDonald's corps, Guard heavy cavalry under Marshal Marmont and Bessieres. No, where's Bessieres' cavalry? It should be here somewhere. I think it's this. And Napoleon outnumbers his enemy. Now what happens? I'll tell you now every direction of the battlefield. What Massena does. Massena takes back Aspern and makes the Austrian army here to retreat. Whereas what Marshal MacDonald does with Marshal Bessieres attack here, Marshal MacDonald attacks here. Their whole Austrians' whole about we can say left flank gets destroyed. What about the right flank? A wonderful, when I say wonderful, I mean wonderful. A wonderful, infantry charge by Marshal Oudinot breaks the center, and then Marshal Davoud literally then ambushes them, and then the whole Austrian army loses. So the decisive battle of Wagram, who wins? Napoleon. So what happens? Austria sue for peace, and then actually Austria becomes an ally of France, and it's not gonna do any bad. It's not gonna. I'm terrible at pronunciation. It's not gonna do any war. It's not gonna do any war with Napoleon. Let me remove all these checks. It's not gonna do any war with Napoleon till 1813. It's not gonna do any war, any suspicions. It's gonna be a French ally. And yeah, that's the fifth coalition. Next will be Napoleon's invasion of Russia, and you don't want to miss that. Bye.